we have something very special to show you. It's a major discovery that for the last 2,000 years has been lying buried beneath volcanic rock and ash, and you are going to be the first people to see this.
When archaeologists have begun a major new excavation of the Roman city of Pompeii. It was destroyed nearly 2,000 years ago when Mount Vesuvius erupted, smothering life in ash and silence. But what if the greatest secret of Pompeii wasn't buried in the city's ruins, but sealed beneath them? In early 2025, a team of researchers found something no one was supposed to find. A vault that had somehow escaped both time and disaster. For centuries, Pompeii has been a haunting time capsule, a moment of life frozen mid-breath. Its plaster-cast citizens still kneel, run, and reach out from the dust as if trapped in a final heartbeat. Every year brings new discoveries. Fresco, tools, bodies, letters half-written. Yet, the latest excavation just beyond the ancient Portola Gate revealed something that would upend everything we thought we knew about the Roman world. It began with a radar anomaly, an echo in the earth that didn't belong. The scan showed a perfect rectangle beneath a villa already catalogued decades earlier. No natural formation looked like it, and no known map recorded such a space. When they drilled a small bore hole, the ground beneath trembled hollow. What lay below was a sealed chamber untouched for 2 millennia. Clearing through volcanic rock, workers exposed what looked like a black basalt doorway buried beneath meters of hardened ash. It was seamless. The edges fused as if the rock itself had melted around it. It took weeks of micro-excavation to free it without fracturing the ancient structure. Behind that door, they believed, lay an untouched fragment of the 1st century. A room preserved in total isolation from the eruption that destroyed the world above it. When they finally breached the stone seal, the air that escaped was dry, metallic, and almost electrical. The vault's interior shimmered faintly in their lights. The ceiling was arched, still intact. The walls bearing traces of bronze inlay. The floor was covered in a black and white mosaic of concentric circles and spirals unlike anything found in Roman art. The air inside carried no smell of decay, no dampness, just stillness, absolute and heavy. Near the center stood a cluster of wooden chests, charred but perfectly aligned in a semicircle. At the center of that formation rested a pedestal, and on it a bronze sphere glimmering with dull green patina. It wasn't solid, but engraved. Rings within rings, an ancient mechanical model of the heavens, an aurora. The team quickly realized this was no ordinary model. It didn't depict 5 planets as Roman astronomy understood them, but 8. Uranus and Neptune were included. Planets not officially discovered until almost 18 centuries later. That single fact alone sent ripples through the scientific community. How could a Roman craftsman possibly have known? At the base of the Ori, an inscription in the nearly extinct Oscan language read, "The watchers of the flame know the motion of the sky." Scholars debated whether it was metaphorical poetry or evidence of something far stranger, a sect that mapped the heavens in secret. Some even drew parallels to Babylonian star priests who claimed divine fire guided the planets in eternal cycles. The deeper they looked, the stranger it grew. Bronze plaques embedded in the vault's walls displayed meticulously etched star charts and lunar eclipses. Astronomers recreated the skies depicted and made an impossible discovery. One chart matched a planetary alignment scheduled to occur in the year 2043. A real event still decades away. Somehow someone 2,000 years ago had mapped the future. This revelation triggered theories of a hidden order. Scholars, engineers, or mystics who worked outside Roman orthodoxy, hiding forbidden knowledge. Then came the scrolls. Dozens of them, sealed in copper tubes and lined inside the chests, were miraculously intact. Their blackened edges hid text written in metallic ink. When examined under MRI scanners, the scrolls distorted the magnetic field around them. The ink was magnetic, something unheard of in ancient writing. When scientists scanned the documents under multispectral imaging, the text lit up in spirals of Oscan, Greek, and an unknown language forming a code that baffled epigraphers. They called it the Pompeii cipher. Its sentences wound inward like vortices, referencing the custodians of the flame and the awakening sequence. The text spoke of cycles, eras when fire would cleanse the earth and the mountain would awaken again every 12th generation. They warned of celestial triggers, of stars aligning to open the gate of returning light. Even more chilling was one scroll that described the second instrument, a twin to the bronze Ori said to summon rather than observe. As the scrolls were deciphered, one contained coordinates not to Italy, but to a mountainous region of modern-day Albania. Archaeologists verified the site and discovered ancient tunnels carved with Latin and Greek inscriptions, still unexplored. Could this be another vault, part of a network spanning the ancient world? But perhaps the most disturbing find was the lone human skeleton found near the pedestal. Unlike other victims of Pompeii, this one showed no thermal damage, no ash in his lungs, no signs of suffocation or trauma. His bones were pristine, his posture deliberate, kneeling, hands clasped before his chest, head raised upward as if in meditation. Forensic isotopic analysis revealed he hadn't been born in Italy. His strontium levels pointed east, likely Judea or Syria. DNA results tied his maternal lineage to ancient Egyptian priestly bloodlines. His diet was ritualistic. His body preserved as if protected from the mountain's fury. Whoever he was, he hadn't died by accident. Archaeologists began to wonder if he was the author of the scrolls, a keeper of forbidden knowledge, or a volunteer performing some sacred duty. The theory arose that the vault wasn't a refuge. It was a ritual chamber, a place where initiation met apocalypse. His position, calm and symmetrical, suggested he had sealed himself in willingly. When they searched the walls again, they found a recurring symbol engraved, painted, embossed in bronze, a 6-point star enclosed within a ring, surrounded by planetary glyphs. At first, it seemed decorative, but when overlaid with astronomical software, the proportions matched the rare planetary conjunction predicted for 3. This wasn't coincidence. The formation only occurs once every 13,000 years. The ancients could not have known about it through simple observation. And yet, here it was, burned into metal. Beneath this symbol lay a copper plate embedded into the vault floor. Its composition contained iridium and osmium, metals typically found in meteorites, not Roman mines. When the plate was lifted, it revealed something even stranger. Beneath it, concentric layers of crushed quartz and magnetite powder arranged in perfect rings. This was no decorative flooring. When a physics team replicated the setup and exposed it to sound frequencies between 165 and 200 Hz, the quartz vibrated into a distinct symmetrical pattern, a cymatic signature. The floor responded like a living instrument. The words found on the underside of the scroll tubes suddenly made sense. When the flame returns, the gate shall open. Theorists began to speculate that the vault was a harmonic device, a machine of stone and metal designed to resonate with planetary motion or sound frequencies. Others called it a gateway, not of myth, but of resonance, waiting for a precise cosmic moment to activate. Seismic imaging soon revealed the vault wasn't isolated. A passage extended deeper underground, a narrow, perfectly carved tunnel that researchers called the Corridor of Echoes. When they stepped inside and spoke, their voices didn't echo back. They transformed into tones, harmonic vibrations that sang in the darkness. The tunnel stretched 40 m beneath Pompeii's southern quarter. Walls smooth as glass, fused rather than carved. Tests revealed the composition was identical to fulgurite. Stone formed when strikes and lightning. But no lightning could have formed this. The smoothness was too deliberate, the symmetry perfect. To study the acoustics, scientists set up microphones along the corridor. When they emitted a single tone of 174 Hz, the tunnel amplified it threefold. The hum lingered almost alive. The resonance seemed to breathe. At the far end stood another basalt door, sealed and flawless, except for a spiral groove filled with magnetite dust. A faint Latin inscription near the base read Laves Distrust. The voice is the key to the stars. It was a message, perhaps a mechanism. The implication was staggering. Sound could unlock the next chamber. The ancients had engineered an acoustic key, but the door remained sealed. Ground-penetrating radar showed a void behind it. Roughly cubic, metallic reflections scattered throughout. When Italian authorities approved muon tomography scans, what appeared on the renderings left even veteran researchers speechless. Behind the basalt wall was a perfect cube 9 m per side oriented precisely to true north. Inside, 4 vertical pillars surrounded a single metallic sphere at the center. Each pillar contained dense metallic cores connected by narrow channels as though designed to circulate energy or fluid. Mathematicians analyzed the cub's proportions and found they matched ratios of Platonic solids. The ancient geometric ideals believed to reflect the structure of the universe. Even the spacing between the pillars followed harmonic progressions related to musical scales. It was as if the chamber itself was built to sing. When they mapped the cub's alignment to the night sky of August 24, 79 AD, the night Vesuvius erupted, it pointed directly toward the constellation Lyra, the lyre of Orpheus, symbol of cosmic harmony. The coincidence was too elegant to ignore. Some proposed the cube was an experimental workshop, a philosophical temple blending sound, magnetism, and geometry. But others, including geophysicist Helena Vasari, argued it predated Pompeii entirely. The volcanic layers above were undisturbed, suggesting the vault had been buried long before the eruption ever touched it. Then came the hum. Sensitive instruments detected a faint continuous tone from behind the basalt door, measured at 432 Hz, the frequency associated with the Earth's natural resonance. It was steady, unwavering, as if the sphere at the chamber's core was still active. Officials halted further excavation pending stabilization of the ground. But before the site was resealed, one last probe was lowered through a micro-bore hole. It transmitted 6 seconds of footage before failure. A mirrored surface rippling like liquid metal, reflecting light in waves. Some claim it's mercury, a substance the Romans revered for its otherworldly properties. Others whisper that it's something else, something built to react, not reflect. The leaked audio from that same probe captured a low pulsing rhythm, too patterned to be random, like a heart still beating beneath the ash. For now, the basalt door remains closed. The vault, the corridor, and the cube beyond are sealed again under the supervision of Italian authorities. Yet, the data keeps spreading. Frequencies, coordinates, the mysterious cipher that references an awakening sequence. Every fragment seems to whisper that the vault was never meant to be opened until a precise celestial moment arrived. And that moment, if the ancient charts are right, will occur in the year 2043. The same alignment engraved on the vault's walls. Some researchers quietly admit that they've heard the hum increase, faint, but measurable, as the planets slowly move toward their foretold positions.